Welcome back into the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Ryan Swankowski. It is Thursday morning, September 18th. Welcome into the Swank Tank. Week 2 was a wild one. Didn't have an episode Monday. Was in Houston for the Buccaneers-Texans game. Don't worry, we got that full breakdown coming through, along with the other Monday Night Football game, Chargers and Raiders. Along with that, a full Week 3 preview, analysis, and predictions. Going to talk some injuries that went around the league. We got my Swanks, Banks, my best bets. What did I hit on last week? What did I not? My best bets moving forward for Week 3. All of this and so much more coming up here on the Swank Tank. Appreciate you all tuning in, whether you're watching, listening, however you're consuming this episode. Could be social media. Really appreciate you being here as always. Week 3, man, we got a lot of good games. Rams-Eagles, one of the best games of the slate. Bengals-Vikings, an injury-filled matchup already in just Week 3. All of this and so much more on this Week 3 episode of the Swank Tank. Again, I appreciate you being here. We are NFL only. That's all we talk about on this show. NFL, bets, analysis, predictions, fantasy, the whole works. If you're looking for an NFL only show, and we got so much more to talk about outside of just this episode on upcoming weeks, upcoming episodes, on social media, this is the place for you. You have come to the right place. So appreciate you as always tuning in wherever you're getting this. Happy Thursday morning if you're listening on Thursday morning, Thursday evening, Friday, Saturday, whatever it is. Really appreciate you tuning in and being here with me today. We're going to kick off tonight's show with reviewing Texans and Buccaneers. What a game that was. Right after that, we're going to dive straight into Raiders and Chargers. Not quite as an entertaining game as the one that went down in Houston, but still a game nonetheless. After that, full Week 3 preview. I give you all of my winners for Week 3, why they're going to win, break down all the games, and we're going to wrap up with Swanks, Banks, and my best bets. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Bucs versus Texans in Houston. First game of Monday Night Football. Buccaneers win 20-19. The Texans fall to 0-2. The Bucs move to 2-0. One of, I believe, 9 unbeaten teams remain. In the NFL, the Buccaneers are one of them. Baker Mayfield balled out, 25 of 38, 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. CJ Stroud on the other side, just 13 completions for CJ, 13 of 24, 207 yards and 1 touchdown. Let's start with the run game here. Bucky Irving for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers looked like an absolute freak out there. I tweeted during the game a picture of LaDainian Tomlinson and said, this is how Bucky Irving is playing? No. He played like a Le'Veon Bell-esque game. He didn't find the end zone. Rachaad White stole his touchdown. But Bucky Irving looked like prime Le'Veon Bell out there. The Texans' offense, flipping sides now, is terrible. It's terrible. I'm going to save. I don't know if I'm going to go into my full rant. And if I do, it's going to be right at the end of reviewing this game. So I'll save it till then. But the Texans' offense is awful. Nick Caley, new OC from the LA Rams, comes in, was the passing game coordinator there. Through 2 games, seems to have no idea what he's doing. That being said, in this game alone, it was still awful. It was terrible. You got your best player involved straight from the get-go. Right out the gates, Texans go down, get a touchdown. Nico's got the toe tap going down in the right side of the end zone. Beautiful, beautiful catch and throw. Again, I was at this game. NRG was rocking. You got that Houston traffic for a 7 p.m. kick. It's a tough kick, or 6 p.m. kick even, excuse me. The fans weren't fully filled in yet, and yet Nico Collins found his stride with CJ on the first drive of the game. And as the game progressed, it got progressively worse. But we're going to fully break that down here in a second. Baker Mayfield has that absolute dog in him. He's got that dog in him. He was pointing at players saying first down. He was getting dinged up out there, popping right back up, talking his smack, and he led the Buccaneers on a methodical game-winning drive. They hadn't scored all second half. And when they needed to most, back against the wall, go down and get the touchdown with 6 seconds to play, Baker Mayfield is that guy. And he's had that since college, probably even since high school. But he's had that dog in him since college. And every time he needs to come up clutch in the past 2-3 years, whatever it's been, with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he does it. He does it. Baker Mayfield is an elite quarterback in this league right now. And it is so obvious, not only in his stats, not only in his playmaking ability, but his pure swagger and his ability to rally his offense when needed consistently makes Baker Mayfield an elite talent, an elite NFL quarterback. You saw that on Monday. Baker, we haven't scored all half. Our offense has actually stalled out several times this half and has not looked strong. We need you now to go down the field and get us a touchdown, 2 minutes to play. He said, sweet, 4th and 10, pocket collapses, Henry To'oTo'o right there to tackle him, avoids, 20-yard run, move the chains, goes down, gets the touchdown. I mean, that is who Baker Mayfield has come to be. Clutch. Baker Mayfield is one of the clutchest players in the NFL. And you saw that on Monday. And you will continue to see that as this 2025 season progresses. And even into the playoffs, because the Bucs are winning the NFC South. That's who Baker Mayfield is. And you saw that on full display on Monday. Absolutely. And can you imagine this offense when they get Chris Godwin back in, my guess, probably 3 weeks? Tristan Wirfs comes back from that surgery he had a few months ago. Got a key when he's healthy. I'm not sure the full injury extent there, but this Buccaneers offense will only get better. This is the low of the Buccaneers offense, and it's a top 10 offense. When Godwin comes back and Wirfs comes back, this is a top 5 NFL offense. It may be top 3. That's how explosive it is. Bucky Irving looking like Le'Veon. Baker Mayfield, clutch gene. Get Wirfs back. Get Godwin back. And Buka might be, at the moment, leading for Rookie of the Year candidate. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Mike Evans will have 1,000 yards again and again and again. This Buccaneers offense is electric. It's amazing. And when they needed to most, they got it done. That's who Baker Mayfield and the Bucs are. Let's shift back over to the Texans and wrap this up. The Houston Texans continue to absolutely frustrate me. And I could go on a 20, 30, 40-minute rant about this team. But at this moment, I don't want to waste my breath. It's only been 2 weeks. I'm not going to completely overdo it. But at this moment in time, the Houston Texans don't look anything like a playoff team whatsoever. Incomplete football. Complete incomplete football. And it's mainly the offensive side of the ball. And it goes back down to the O-line. Goes down to you get your best player involved from the first drive. After that, he's unseen the rest of the game. Get him involved. It could be screens. Hell, give him a jet sweep. I don't care. Put the ball in your best player's hands. It's a good success to win. Oh, that's probably why you got your first touchdown of the season, the opening drive. Who got the ball? Oh, wow. Nico Collins, a bona fide top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. Good things happen when you put the ball in your best player's hands. Game continues on. No adjustments are made really throughout the game. O-line, especially in the run game, the pass blocking wasn't bad this game. More of the run game was not good. You get the ball in great field position. You can't score. It's 3 and outs. It comes down to O-line in the run game this game, and it comes down to third downs. The Texans are converting at the lowest level in the NFL right now on third downs. I believe they're 32nd in third down conversion percentage. It's atrocious. The most frustrating part is it's the same stuff you saw last year. So similar. I mean, if we see this performance in week 3, the season is over. It's over. It's a must-win game for Houston. Must. Credit to the Buccaneers. They got it done when they needed to. Baker Mayfield's that guy. Houston Texans have a lot of questions. And I could keep talking about this for hours, really. But I won't. Good win for the Bucs. They moved to 2-0. The NFC South deserves to lose. Baker Mayfield's that guy. Texans got a lot of questions and a lot of damn things to figure out, or else the fan base is going to be absurdly upset, annoyed, and pissed off. All three, if they lose this coming Sunday. Moving on. Chargers versus Raiders. Chargers win 20-9. Relatively uneventful game. Herbert, 19 of 27, 242 yards, 2 touchdowns. And we go to the other side of the ball. Geno Smith, if you are watching here on YouTube or even through Spotify, I give a nice little grin, nice little face. Looking at Geno Smith's stat line, 24 of 43, 180 yards, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Ashton Jeanty, the rookie, 43 yards on 11 carries. Amarion Hampton, rookie running back for the LA Chargers, 8 carries for 24 yards. Yikes. There's a reason I avoided both these backs in fantasy in all my leagues, in all 5 leagues. I did not sniff these guys whatsoever. And Hampton, I actually was relatively, I liked Hampton going into the season fantasy-wise. Didn't love, but I liked him. Jeanty, I avoided from 5,000 feet away. I said, no matter what, I'm not drafting him. I'm not touching him. Right now, that's paying dividends because I don't got to deal with the terrible Raiders O-line. Jeanty's a phenomenal player. Yeah, I mean, he is a bowling ball out there who can run a 4.4 and then truck you over. It has nothing to do with Ashton Jeanty as a football player. It has everything to do with Ashton Jeanty and the system he's in behind the O-line that he's been given. That's why. Herbert led the Chargers in rushing, by the way. Wasn't Hampton, wasn't Harris. Herbert, who at this moment in time is doing it all. He is throwing dimes. He's protecting the football. He's being patient. He's got an extremely protected pocket. Chargers offensive line played great against the Raiders. When you give Justin Herbert time, I mean, he's going to do great things. And off the field, he seems like he's got an elevated social life going on. If you know, you know. Herbert's that guy right now. He's got the swagger. Chargers looking good. They look damn good. Do they need to get the running game figured out? Yes, they do. But luckily, 20-9 win, you're not too worried about it at the moment. Keenan and Johnston both get touchdowns. The Chargers are just so solid. They remind me in the sense of Green Bay, and do not misquote me here, do not misread me, do not mishear me, really. The Green Bay Packers are better than the Los Angeles Chargers. And they are different teams, but their ability on both sides of the football to potentially be top 10 is there. And that's what reminds me of Green Bay. Both sides are solid. You're not having to consistently lean on one side or the other. Both sides are solid. I would give a slight nod to the offense with Herbert and hopefully Hampton, maybe as the year continues on, and McConkey and whatnot. That being said, the LA Chargers are a very complete football team. Cameron Dicker, statistically, best kicker in the NFL via accuracy. Defense, solid. Khalil Mack's going to be out only a few weeks, I believe. Nasty arm injury. He's okay, though. Need to get him back. That's kind of a big blow. But this is a very solid Chargers team. Do I think they can win the Super Bowl? No. Do I think they can make a run in the playoffs? Yes, given how they're playing. And then you never know. They're just so solid. Raiders end the game. Interception, downs. I mean, Geno just looked so flat. The Raiders came out flat as hell. I expected Pete Carroll to be more prepared for this game, and it doesn't always fall on the head coach here, but Geno Smith's just going to play better, flat out. Brock Bowers was a little dinged up going into this game. He only had a few catches. Raiders, what I've been saying all year about the Raiders is that they're going to be competitive. And competitive doesn't mean they're going to win games. I think this motif lives on throughout the year. I think they will continuously be a competitive football team. That does not equate to wins. That was relatively shown here, even though this game wasn't even all that competitive. Raiders fall 20-9. Geno's got to get it figured out. They got to go play the Commanders now. We'll see how they bounce back. Bowers will be healthy. I trust Pete Carroll to come out more prepared for that game. Chargers win 20-9. They move to 2-0. Good for them. That was our quick Monday Night Football double header breakdown. Double? Is that what I just said? Double header breakdown. Appreciate you tuning in as always. Go follow me on all the socials at the Swank Tank. Anywhere you get your social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You can find me on the Swank Tank. Been tweeting a lot on Sundays and Mondays on there. Appreciate you all tuning in. Without further ado, let's dive straight into week 3. Last week, I went 11-5 in straight up picks. That moves us to 21-11 on the season. I will take that all day long. 21-11, great start to the year on just straight up picks of games. Went 11-5 last week. Let's see if we can get to 12-4. Let's see if we can get there, continuing to grow what already is a strong record of picking winners. Let's get into week 3. Dolphins at Bills, Thursday night football. Oh boy. I believe the Bills are 13.5-point favorites here. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to do it. I am picking the Miami Dolphins to absolutely lose this game. I mean, they're going to lose this game. It could be by 1 point. It could be by 40 points. That's what feels odd to me about this one. You saw Tua give high praise to Josh Allen. Tua said something like, I'm half the man Josh Allen is. I'm half the player Josh Allen is. Kind of a wild thing to say about your in-division rival. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. Kind of a crazy thing to say by Tua. In-division game in the AFC East, you never know really how these things are going to go score-wise. It's not like the AFC North where it's either going to be absurdly low scoring or absurdly high scoring. Really doesn't feel like there's ever an in-between. Don't know what the score is going to be of this game. I do know the Bills are going to win. Even with Josh Allen's broken nose and now he's got a visor on, I do know the Bills will win this game. Dolphins fought hard last week against New England. Doesn't matter to me. This game is in Buffalo as well. Nighttime. It's over before it starts. Josh Allen and the Bills get this win. Give me Buffalo here relatively easily. They move to 3-0. Got to move on here. But what a way to start the week of week 3. Yikes. Miami fans, look away. Look away. Can you imagine if Miami got their first win of the season here in Buffalo on Thursday Night Football? That would be the biggest upset of the season so far. Texans at Jags is next. Noon Central, on Sunday. My God, what an interesting game this will be. A trillion storylines around this game. Not only is it an AFC South game, you got Travis Hunter, obviously a dynamic player, making his debut against the Houston Texans, who we'll probably be seeing for a long time. And we'll see how much he plays on defense and how much he plays on offense, but a dynamic player in that. Solid start to the year for Hunter. Had a bad pass interference call against the Bengals that didn't necessarily cost them the game, but definitely did not help. Brian Thomas Jr. supposedly has a wrist injury. Made a video about this yesterday. Is Brian Thomas Jr. really hurt? It feels almost like a cop-out. In week 2, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it looked so much like he was shying away from contact. It looked like he almost didn't want to catch the ball. And there was these catchable passes, ones that were kind of up in the air for grabs, or ones that were maybe relatively hospital balls that he just wasn't going for. He looked scared to catch the ball. Turns out he's got a wrist injury. Nobody really knew of that until it popped up, I believe, Tuesday. Not sure if it's true or not. Brian Thomas Jr., big storyline here. 1, is he going to play? Yeah, he's going to play. 2, is he going to look like the Brian Thomas Jr. from week 2? Because if so, the Jags are going to lose this game. They need Brian Thomas Jr. to start having more confidence. I don't know what's really going on. It could be the injury. It kind of looked like he was scared. Could be a little bit of both. Brian Thomas Jr. needs to get back to the way he was playing last season. And he can do that here. It's going to be tough against Kamari Lassiter and Derek Stingley. Very tough. The Jaguars need Brian Thomas to be back to how he was last year. 2024 form. Let's see if he can do that here. It's a must-win game for Houston. If they lose this game, it's over. You're not starting 0-3 in the AFC and expecting to make the playoffs. It's not happening. It will not happen. It is a must-win. Backs against the wall for Houston. Jags last week also, flipping to them against the Bengals again. Had some calls not go their way. And it's a scrappy team. A Liam Cohen offense that has some, not miscues, but they do have almost some friction going on over there in Jacksonville. You saw a video of Trevor Lawrence waving off Cohen when he was trying to say something about hitting him in the chest, hit him in the numbers, hit him in the chest. Trevor's like, nah, whatever. I don't know. Like, who cares what you're saying to me right now? You got the Brian Thomas Jr. stuff. It's an interesting week for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Is there friction between Lawrence and Cohen? Will BTJ be the wide receiver we all know him to be? The Texans are 12-2 in their last 14 games against the Jags. You heard that correctly. The Texans are 12-2 against their in-division rival, the Jacksonville Jaguars, in their last 14 games. Give me Houston here. Houston is my winner. If they do not win, it's over. It's over. I do think they will win. Given their track record against Jacksonville, given that they have to win this game, I think somehow, some way, they'll find a way to win and overcome those tragic offensive possessions they had against the Buccaneers in good field position. The offense can still look like crap, and they can win this game. Give me the Texans here to get their first win of the season. If they don't, it's over, and it's going to be really hard for me to pick them the rest of the way. It is a must-win for Houston. I think they do it. We'll see. Packers at Browns. This game feels a little bit like a trap because this game could be potentially the best team versus the worst team in the NFL. And that's why it feels like a little bit of a trap game. Green Bay right now is on top of the world. Browns are at the very bottom of this so-called world. And it doesn't, their light is not getting much brighter. You got Quinshon Judkins coming in, making his debut, I believe, for the Cleveland Browns. That's all great. That's all whoop-de-doo. Outside of that, this team is dead in the water, got nothing to look forward to. I mean, the Browns are not going anywhere. I'd be amazed if they got to 5 wins. They have a relatively tough schedule. This is obviously one of their hardest games of the season, even though it's at home. It feels almost like a trap just because they're so different. Just because one is literally a top of the league, top of the world. The other is rock bottom. That's why this game feels like a trap. Don't be hindered in your opinion here. Just take Green Bay and move on. Don't look at the points. Don't look at the over-under. If you're a betting man, a betting woman, just take Green Bay and move on. I know Jaden Reed is out. Foot injury and I believe collarbone injury. Surgery. He got surgery, I believe, earlier this week. Just take Green Bay. Just take Green Bay and all will be well. Give me the Green Bay Packers here. Really not sure if this game is going high scoring, low scoring. I expect Green Bay to handle business. I expect them to win the game. That's really all I got here. Let's see what Judkins can do fantasy production-wise. Let's see if the Browns can hang around. Just give me Green Bay. That's all I really got here. Now we go back to an AFC South matchup, rivalry, a gritty game this one's going to be. Colts at Titans, Sunday, noon Central. This is where it happens, ladies and gentlemen. Colts at Titans. This is where Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones, Danny Dimes reverts back. He's had a great first 2 weeks. Shane Steichen has done a great job getting him prepared to lead this offense. Jonathan Taylor has taken not even a step forward because he's always been there, but has taken even more of a position as the front runner of this offense, as the leader of this offense. This is where Daniel Jones slightly reverts back. Colts are riding really high. Big win against the Broncos. Got a not necessarily favorable call because the Broncos did give pressure. Leverage was the flag, by the way. Imagine if I called you for leverage. What an odd name for a flag. Move up yardage, kick the game-winning field goal, and move to 2-0 over Denver. Everything's going smooth. They're 2-0. Their new owner, who took over the team for Mr. Irsay, RIP, has been doing good things on the sidelines, got the headphones in. That's all great. I actually think that's really cool. The Colts are riding a little too high, floating a little too close to the sun, in my opinion. And by the way, the Colts are the much better team on both sides of the ball. Do not get me wrong. The Tennessee Titans are winning this game. I said it. Big upset of the week. Tennessee Titans are beating the Indianapolis Colts week 3. That's one of my biggest upsets of the week. Colts are better on both sides of the football. Swank, then why are the Titans going to win this game? I think Daniel Jones is going to slightly regress here. I don't know why. I wish I could throw stats at you. Sometimes you just got to feel. You just got to feel it come to you. And that's what I'm calling here. I think the Tennessee Titans get their first win of the season. I think the Colts get a little bit, not humbled, because they're not necessarily being flashy and showing off. I just think it's almost a little bit of a wake-up call. That, hey, okay, maybe we are not quite this team that we fully think to be quite yet. The Colts are a very good team. They're solid on both sides of the football. They've had great play from Daniel Jones. In division games, you know anything can happen, especially. Give me the Titans here. Colts secondary can be exposed a little bit. Bo Nix showed that, especially in the first half against Denver. Give me Tennessee. Give me the Tennessee Titans to get the first one of the season. And this one is more of a field pick than anything. I can't back this one with stats or really a full analysis. At some point, the Titans are going to have to win a game. And Cam Ward's got to get his first win. I think it's here. And I think it's in division rivalry at their own home against a team that right now is flying really high. I think the Titans get it done. Bengals at Vikings next up. What a wild game this is going to be. No Joe Burrow. No J.J. McCarthy. No Aaron Jones. What a wild game we're in for, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 Bengals. Jake Browning takes over the helm. 1-1 Vikings. You got Wentz taking over the helm there. Browning versus Wentz. No Aaron Jones. What can we expect from this game? I want you to think to yourself, is this a high-scoring or a low-scoring game? In my mind, this is the sloppiest game of the NFL season so far. And we've already seen some sloppy ones. But you have a solid, strong Vikings defense against a really solid and strong Bengals offense, even though Jake Browning turns the ball over a lot. Flip it. Bengals defense hasn't looked too great to start the year. They haven't been terrible. They haven't been great. They've been average. Vikings offense brings in Carson Wentz. I do not love that for the Vikings. I do not love Wentz at the helm for them. I think Browning's obviously in a better situation. Browning obviously has a better offense to work with. Who's got the better defense? The Minnesota Vikings. It's such a weird game we're in for here, ladies and gentlemen. Vikings are -3.5. They're at home. Get that big home field advantage here. Browning's 3 picks last week really worry me. Yes, he was able to move the ball very well. Yes, he still had 3 touchdowns himself. One on the ground to go and win the game. What worries me here is his interceptions against a very solid Vikings defense. This game's going to be sloppy. It's going to be real sloppy. I'm going to take the Vikings here, even though this is a really hard game to predict. I'm going to take Minnesota to get it done. Home field for me in this game specifically plays a big advantage, given Jake Browning, yes, he's got NFL experience, but he turns that ball over a lot. And Vikings at home with a very solid defense will create several opportunities for turnovers. Can they capitalize on those? Can Carson Wentz, off those turnovers, go downfield with Justin Jefferson, get TJ Hawkinson more involved? He needs to be more involved in this offense and go and win the game. I think the Vikings defense here is obviously key. I think they caused a few turnovers. And I think that's why the Vikings win this game. Plain and simple. They gave up 5 field goals against the Falcons last week and lost. Just kind of the way of the water sometimes. I mean, 5 field goals is all you give up and you lose. It's a sad way to lose, but that is to show that the Vikings are a bend don't break on defense and that it's a solid squad over there. So I've got the Vikings defense coming up big, creating a few turnovers, and give me the Vikings here in a very odd and what I have to be a very sloppy game. Moving on Steelers at Patriots, another very hard game, to call here. Off the rip, I'm just going to say, give me Pittsburgh. Give me Pittsburgh here, even though I do like New England in a lot of ways here as well. It's going to be a great game. This is going to be a very good game. Close. This game will be close. 1,000,000%. Purely based off veteran matchups, that is why I'm going with the Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, Mike Tomlin. When you put these guys up against young Bucs or newer faces, Vrabel, first-year head coach, only 2 games in with the Patriots. Drake May in year 2. Henderson in year 1. Diggs, congratulations, by the way, having a baby with Cardi B. Congratulations, Stephon. Moving on from that. I'm going to take Pittsburgh here just because I believe in their veteran leadership and their veteran matchups comparative to the New England Patriots. I love Drake May. He's a phenomenal player. He had a great week last week. I love Mike Vrabel. I think he's a great coach. I think given time in New England, he's going to really succeed. I think that is a real possibility. I like other pieces New England has. I think the veteran presence of the Steelers wins this game. Tomlin will find a way to win here in Foxborough. Steelers defense, though, has been absolutely exposed so far. They have looked nothing like the Steelers defense I projected, and I believe a lot of other NFL fans projected so far. I think this game is very close, but Rodgers and Tomlin are too experienced in these situations going to get up against some of these younger Bucs. Purely from that, I'm taking the Steelers. I think this game will be close. Very close. This will be an entertaining game. You should watch this game. Give me the Steelers. Just barely. Pittsburgh wins. Rams at Eagles, the game of the weekend. And it's at noon Central. Also, this didn't even cut the 3:30 or the prime time Sunday night, Monday night. It's just a straight up noon game. Best game of the weekend. Rams at Eagles. Little playoff rematch from last year. The Rams honestly have overall looked better than the Eagles on all fronts of the ball. The Eagles offense has really struggled. A.J. Brown has not been involved whatsoever. Jalen Hurts through the air does not look like the same Jalen Hurts from 2024. I don't know really what it is. He's been mobile, and he hasn't really been turning the ball over at all, which is great. At some point, Jalen Hurts is going to have to move the ball through the air in order for this Eagles team to win. This Eagles team can win in a billion ways. I'm not trying to say they're one-dimensional in the slightest. The Eagles defense can win them a game. Saquon Barkley alone can win them a game. At some point, Jalen Hurts through the air is going to have to win the Eagles a game. At some point. It could be this game. The Rams defense has looked very solid. They played great against the Texans. They played well last week against the Titans. This is a very solid Rams team. And overall, they've played better than the Eagles. And that's why I'm going to do it. Give me the frickin' LA Rams to go in to Philadelphia and knock off the Eagles. Give me the Rams here. I'm taking a big upset with Tennessee. I'm taking a big upset here with the Rams on the road. I believe they're only 3-point dogs. But anybody going to Philly this season, that's a big upset. That's a big upset. I just haven't seen enough from Hurts through the air. Given that this Rams defense is extremely versatile, solid, and consistent, I like the Rams here. I really do. And this is going to be a really hard game. Hardest game of the Rams season. Before the playoffs, of course. Going to Philly, by far, the hardest game of would be anybody's season. I'm more confident right now in the LA Rams than I am in the Philadelphia Eagles. And Hurts needs to show that he can pass the ball effectively and efficiently to A.J. Brown. If they reestablish that connection in this game, the Eagles are going to win. The Eagles will win. But I've got the Rams here. It's going to be really close, very, very close. If the Rams play clean and don't turn the ball over, don't give Hurts in that offense, and Barkley especially, those 1 or 2 extra opportunities, play a clean offensive football game. Don't turn the ball over, and I think the Rams win this game. That's what I have them doing here. Their defense is good enough to win it. Give me the Rams. The Rams on the road. Give me the LA Rams to go in and knock off the Philadelphia Eagles. Next up, this is going to be a 20-second preview. Jets at Bucs. Bucs. Enough said. I mean, I can move on right now. I'll go slightly deeper, though. Justin Fields ruled out with a concussion. Tyrod Taylor. Do you remember Tyrod Taylor? I would say just Texans legend and just Bills legend, but I believe he's played on like several other teams. Also, what the heck? I had no idea Tyrod Taylor was still even in the league. I did not know he was the Jets' backup quarterback. Welcome back, Tyrod Taylor. Welcome back. Fields out with a concussion. By the way, Tyrod, you have to go play at the Bucs. Oh, yikes. Tyrod Taylor is literally just Justin Fields, just 8 years older. They are the same player. I feel like Tyrod Taylor is Justin Fields' older brother almost. Hey, great mobile quarterback. Can you get it done through the air? No, not at all. Not at all. I feel like Tyrod Taylor reminds me of like a older brother of Justin Fields. That's kind of what it feels like. And they're about to get their ass kicked by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm sorry, Jets fans. You guys deserve better. You really do. But Tyrod Taylor's, I mean, he's unk. He's unk. Just give me the Bucs here. The Bucs are also wearing their creamsicle jerseys. Enough said. Bucs are winning here. I mean, that's really all there is to this game. Tyrod Taylor starting, no Fields. Bucs and the creamsicles. Bucs come have momentum. They're at home. Buccaneers easy here. Easy. Next game on the slate is an interesting one. We got the Raiders traveling to take on the Washington Commanders. By the way, congrats to the Commanders. I believe in 2030, they're moving back into the district. Back home. Congrats to the Commanders. New stadium, well-deserved. That's what happens when you're bringing a guy like Jaden Daniels. Good things happen. Great things happen to the organization and to the city. Congrats to the Commanders. That being said about Jaden Daniels, he's got a knee sprain, ladies and gentlemen. Makes him day-to-day. I'm a little cautious about it. And obviously, come Saturday, come Friday, we'll have more information on it. But as this episode is out Thursday morning, you're listening, tuning in right now, my prediction is that Jaden Daniels will not play. I'm pretty sure he's not going to play. Even if he could play, I think the Commanders play it safe here with their franchise guy and hold him out just 1 week to make sure he's fully healthy and good to go. Do you know who that would bring in at quarterback? It is Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota will probably be the starting quarterback for the Commanders come Sunday against the Raiders. Revenge game? Revenge game for Mariota? He used to be on the Raiders. You guys remember that? This would be Mariota's first start since 2022 with the Atlanta Falcons. I believe 2022 with Atlanta. That's crazy already. 3 years ago. Wow. Revenge game for Mariota. That's what I'm predicting here. I like the Commanders here either way. If it's Mariota, if it's Daniels, I'm still going to take the Commanders in a bounce-back game. Green Bay handed them a fat L, got Daniels all dinged up, made them maybe even question a few things about their team. I like the Commanders here, regardless who's at the helm, to bounce back and get the dub. Raiders looked real flat last week. Very, very discouraging performance from them in their home opener. And you just got to pick the Commanders here, I think. We're not going to overthink this one. Going to keep it simple. I've said that the Raiders are going to be a competitive team this season. I think this game could be competitive. Overall, though, I think the Commanders relatively handle the Raiders here. And it's hard for me to see the Commanders losing this game. So give me the Commanders. If it's Mariota, if it's Daniels, whoever, give me the Commanders to beat the Las Vegas Raiders in D.C. Moving on here, Falcons at Panthers. Interesting NFC South battle here in Week 3. Divisional game. Falcons offense stalled last week on Sunday Night Football. Regardless, they got the dub. Their new kicker didn't even know who half his teammates were being brought in and winning one of the players of the game on Sunday Night Football. 5 field goals wins the game, though. Falcons defense looked good. They looked good. Interesting game here because the Panthers last week in the second half looked like a very different team than we saw through their first game and through the first half of that second game. I believe they ended the game on 3 straight touchdown drives just to fall short of the Cardinals. They're 0-2 right now. Their defense has given up 26 and 27 points in the first 2 games. The line is Atlanta minus 5.5. And I don't like that one bit for Atlanta. I do not like that one bit. It's in Carolina. The Bucs, even though they lost, have offensive momentum. AJ Terrell for Atlanta probably isn't going to play here. He's week to week. So the Falcons, coming off of a lackluster offensive performance, yet still getting a win. AJ Terrell goes down. James Pierce also did not practice on Wednesday. Big piece there for the defense. This is a perfect spot for the Carolina Panthers to get their first win. I'm going with Carolina here. Give me another upset. Give me Carolina at home, especially if you're a betting man, take the spread. I like the spread here a lot for Carolina. If it's plus 5.5, I would snag that. Give me the Panthers at home to get their first win against a relatively dinged up Atlanta defense, and with an offense right now for Atlanta that is not fully clicking on all cylinders, not firing on all cylinders. They can't really find the end zone consistently so far. Give me Bryce and Tet to carry the momentum they had last week against the Cardinals in the second half into this game in week 3. Give me the Carolina Panthers at home to get their first win of the season. Moving on to the 3 o'clock slate, Broncos at Chargers. Second best game of the weekend. It's a huge one. Big, huge division matchup here. AFC West. Broncos at Chargers in week 3. Man, what a treat this is in week 3. You could really, in my opinion, flip a coin for this game. These teams are very evenly balanced. Strong defense. Broncos are supposedly supposed to have a stronger defense. That defense got exposed last week against Daniel Jones and Indianapolis. Week 1, defense played great against the Titans. Week 2, defense played lackluster. Week 1, their offense looked like absolute crap. Week 2, their offense looked a lot better. Right now, they look a little incomplete. Inconsistent is a better word. 1 week, the offense is playing poorly. 1 week, the defense is playing poorly. Luckily, in week 1, they were playing the Titans. So, yeah, they got the job done, and they're 1-1 at the moment. The Chargers, like I mentioned at the start of the show, look unbelievably consistent and solid. There's not a lot of hard things you can say about the Chargers right now. Not a lot of flaws that you can see. Khalil Mack being injured definitely is something. Lad McConkey not being maybe as involved as not only the Chargers, but fantasy owners want him to be. They want to see him get more involved. I want to see that myself for the Chargers. That's probably their question here. They just look complete on both sides of the ball. Herbert's playing fantastic. Broncos overall have been an incomplete and inconsistent team. This is in LA, even though that doesn't make that big of a difference because there's not many Charger fans out there. If you're a Chargers fan, please comment. I don't know if I've ever met one in my life. If you are a Chargers fan, please say something. Speak up. I've never met a Chargers fan. I think like actually ever in my life. I know you're out there. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Evan Ingram's been underused in the Broncos offense to me so far and more. They're just not complete yet. They have all the pieces to be amazing. I chose the Broncos to make my AFC championship before the season started. And while that still remains true in my head and in my prediction, my confidence has waned just slightly. It's only week 3. They're 1-1. The Chiefs are 0-2. Division at the moment's open. I think it's the Chargers kind of to lose moving forward. But the Broncos are right there. They just got to put it together. That being said, give me the Chargers here. Give me the Chargers. You can't not pick the Chargers. The way they've been playing recently, they just look so solid, so consistent. They're at home. This is going to be a damn good game. Give me this game to be very close. Sean Payton, Harbaugh. This is a very good game. Might be the game of the week outside of Rams, Eagles. Give me the Chargers, though. Just squeak it out. LA. Saints at Seahawks. Moving on. This reminds me of my Bills pick and of my Bucs pick. Seahawks, huge. I cannot over-exaggerate this. This is a blowout spot. This is a slaughter. This is the Seattle Seahawks showing that they can win this division. This is my blowout game of the week. Seattle, I believe it's -7 or 8.5, whatever it is. Take it. Darnold found some stride last week. Yes, he still threw 2 picks. He also had 2 touchdowns. He finally found the end zone. JSN has been involved in a big way. Cooper Kupp has been solid, a solid wide receiver 2 option for him. This is a blowout spot here. Seattle gets this done in a major way. Saints and Rattler just can't and won't put it fully together. They've been hanging around. They hung around with the Cardinals. They hung around with the Niners. Tough environment in Seattle. Give me Seattle huge here. 3 o'clock slate. Not much else to say. I like Seattle a lot. A lot in this spot. Give me them big. At home in a big time way. Cowboys at Bears. My, oh my. I wanted my boy Burns to send me a video and I just throw it on in here. We'll see if he does that. Obviously, if you're watching or listening to this little part right here, he does not do that. So maybe next week. Cowboys at Bears. Cowboys get a thrilling win against the Giants in overtime. And in a game they really shouldn't have won in my eyes. What a game that was. I mean, God bless. Russell Wilson had almost a career game. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Brandon Aubrey might be the greatest kicker of all time already. Continuously bailing out the Dallas Cowboys. Malik Neighbors and Russell Wilson and Wanda Robinson have been playing phenomenal, or played phenomenal in that game. What a win for Dallas. 1-1. The Bears, they got 52 hung on them in Detroit. They are rock bottom. There was no optimism right now, it seems like, for the Chicago Bears. And they're at home against, quote, America's team. Can they get the win? Can they get their first win of the season? And ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you that the Chicago Bears will get their first win of the season. I do think they defeat the Dallas Cowboys here. And purely because it is in Chicago, I'm taking the Bears. They've been embarrassed. They've been inconsistent. They've been everything, if you're a Bears fan, everything you don't want to see the last 5 quarters of football. That's what they have been. Their defense has looked atrocious. Jalen Johnson got hurt against Detroit. Only bright spot has been Rome Odunze. That's it. That is it for the Chicago Bears. Colston Loveland didn't even get a catch last game, I believe. It has been absolute disaster for Chicago. What Chicago does is that they like to dangle the tiniest little carrot at you whenever they can. This is a perfect spot for that. 0-2. Fans have no hope. You win this game, that hope comes right back to them. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm going to take the Bears here. And I really wish I could just skip this game and not predict it, because this is a really hard one for me to tell what the hell is going to happen. I think America feels that way as well. That's why the line is so close. Give me the Bears. Barely. Ironically, barely. To beat the Cowboys and get their first win of the season. I really hope I don't regret that pick. I really, really don't. And there's a chance, a big chance I could. I'm going to take Chicago in a odd football game. Picked the Bears in the previous game, and I wasn't so sure about that pick. We'll see how that turns out. Moving on to Cardinals at 49ers, another game I'm not completely sold on. Unbeaten versus unbeaten. 2-0 versus 2-0. Purdy is a maybe to play. I do not see Brock Purdy playing here at home against the Cardinals. I think it's Mac Jones again, which is not the end of the world for the 49ers. I don't think Purdy plays. I think it's going to be Mac Jones. I got to give the slight edge here to the 49ers. I think the 49ers are going to take this game. And my main reason for that, and I've said it before the season started, I said it after week 1, and I'm saying it right now after week 2. The Cardinals cannot close the door. They can't do it. I think that comes back to bite them in the butt come this game. Their inability to close games is what is going to lose them this game. Give me Mac Jones and the 49ers to come down from behind at some point in this game and win. I think that's going to be kind of the Cardinals storyline. They hang around, they maybe take a slight lead, can't fully close the door. Luckily, the first 2 games, they played the freaking Panthers and the Saints, 2 of the worst teams in the NFL, against a 49ers team that is much better than those other 2. and it being in San Francisco. If you get the lead and you don't close the door, you're going to lose it. That's my prediction for this game. Give me the Niners to come back and beat the Cardinals and remain unbeaten. If they can just hang around, I think they'll come back and win this game and just win games until Kittle and Purdy can come back. McCaffrey will continue to see high volume. One of these weeks, people, he is going to go ballistic. I don't know exactly which one it will be. It's going to be before Kittle comes back. Christian McCaffrey is going to go crazy in one of these games. It could be here against the Cardinals. It could be, especially with Mac Jones, who I think will be playing in this game. Especially if Mac Jones is at the helm, McCaffrey could definitely go just ballistic. Give me the Niners here to come back in this game at some point and squeak it by the Arizona Cardinals and move to 3-0. Give me the Niners. All right, we've got just 2 games left, Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. Obviously, starting here with Sunday Night Football, we got Chiefs at Giants. A little odd AFC-NFC matchup going on in New York. Guys, I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs to dismantle, destroy, whatever word you want to throw in there. That is a brutal victory. Give me the Chiefs to go in there and just annihilate them. I do not think this game is close. I don't think this game is close whatsoever. Xavier Worthy is supposed to come back and be healthy for the Chiefs. That's a big piece for them. They're going to the Big Apple. Primetime spot. New York City. Patrick Mahomes, Malik Neighbors, all eyes in the Big Apple. Russ played the best game he's going to probably have all season last week in Dallas, and they still lost. Kansas City minus 6.5 is free money. If you're a betting person, take it. If you don't bet, just sit back and enjoy and watch. Patrick Mahomes with Xavier Worthy back, with Travis Kelce kind of playing idiotic through the first 2 weeks, is going to play better this game. This game won't be close. This is like a 30-9 or like a 35-9 or like a 35-14 type of victory to me for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a statement win for them. It's a I'm still here, I still run the AFC type of win for them, especially with Worthy back. I'd like to see Pacheco get more involved. He really hasn't hit his stride yet. Believe he got 5 carries game 1, 10 carries game 2. They're starting to ramp him back up, trying to. He needs to get a little bit more involved. I think he does. The Chiefs are going to blow the Giants out of the water. Give me the Chiefs here huge. Huge. Shifting over to our last game of the slate of Week 3, Monday Night Football, Lions at Ravens, a heavyweight battle going down here in Baltimore. Also, have you guys been seeing the AI stadiums on social media that have been floating around out there? The Ravens AI stadium is so dope. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go look it up. It's probably just on Twitter. Look up AI NFL stadiums. The Broncos one at Mile High, so sick. They got like this cabin over arching the field and the mountains in the back. It's so dope. The Ravens would be crazy. I can't even describe it. Go and look, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This has Ravens written all over it for me here. Primetime at night in Baltimore, there are only 2 quarterbacks in the entire NFL I think could truly right now go into Baltimore in primetime and beat the Ravens. And one of them already did it. Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. If you are a team and you're going into Baltimore, especially in primetime, and your quarterback is not named Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, I'm not going to pick you to win. I don't care if it's Goff. I don't care if it's Hurts. I don't care if it's Daniels. I don't care if it's, I don't even know who else. Jordan Love. I can keep going. Give me the Ravens here. I'm going to take the Ravens here in a heavyweight battle. The Lions offense may still have success here. Ravens defense last week against the Browns showed a lot of improvement. Then they, the previous week against the Bills was rough. Showed a lot of improvement. Granted, they played the Browns. can't take a lot from that, but they did show improvement, so that's a step in the right direction. The Lions could get their own. They could put up 30, 35. I still think the Ravens are going to win. If the Lions make this game a shootout, who do you trust more to win the football game? If the Lions want to make this game a shootout, who do you take to win? Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, excuse me. You very much could. I would say 98% of the time, you probably take that offense. Not when you're at night, Monday Night Football against Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely is supposed to be back. If the Lions make this a shootout, they're not going to win it. And usually they do. In my opinion, they would not win that game. Give me the Ravens here to get the dub. I need to see Derrick Henry get ramped back up, though. Had a terrible game. Terrible. Against the Cleveland Browns. Granted, they didn't even really need to use him. I need to see Derrick Henry ramped back up. Badly. And I think this is one of those games. Again, he's back at home, primetime spot. You know Derrick Henry loves primetime. You know Derrick Henry loves the bright lights. You know Derrick Henry loves stiff-arming guys out of his way, being the bully, and going for 150 and 2 touchdowns against teams that are supposed to have good run defenses. He loves doing that. He could do that here. I really want to see it. I need to see it. He needs to be more involved than what he was last week, even though he didn't even really need to be involved last week. I think the Lions here, Dan Campbell, brings out some trick plays, kind of throwing it back to the Ben Johnson era of last year and the year before. Brings out some trickery, keeps the Ravens defense on their toes, puts up some points. That's what I think here. But if they're wanting a shootout, the Ravens are going to win that. I really think they do. So give me Baltimore here, purely because they're at home, and purely because if this game turned into a shootout, which it might, you can't stop Lamar at home. Not going to happen. I like the Ravens. I like the Ravens on Monday Night Football. And that wraps up, ladies and gentlemen, our Week 3 predictions and analysis. Next, coming right up to wrap up the episode, we got Swank's Banks coming right at you. Wrapping up the show here with Swank's Banks. Again, welcome in to the Swank Tank if you're just now tuning in. Just did our Week 3 predictions there, analysis, got some really heavy-hitting games. What if we went 16-0? It is a possibility. I mean, what are we again on the season? We are 21-11. That's pretty damn good. Went 11-5 last week. One of these weeks we're going 16-0. Why can't it be Week 3? You never know. We started off Week 1, by the way, for Swank's Banks and our bets. We started off 0-6 in Week 1. I'm happy to say last week we went 4-2. We rebounded, got some positive units in the book. It's great. It's great. Went 4-2 last week. Our season record moves to 4-8. That's not great. Need to see it improve. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be week by week. Made some improvement last week. Went 4-2. We moved to 4-8, which isn't great, but I'm liking my stuff a lot. I'm liking my picks a lot this week. Pick number 1. Seahawks -7.5 versus Saints. I know what you're thinking. Why isn't it -6.5? Why is it more than a touchdown? Earlier, I mentioned Seattle and how they're going to blow the Saints out of the water. It's my biggest blowout of the week. They're in a perfect spot. 3 p.m. at home, found their groove against the Steelers. Darnold found the end zone, which is what he needed to do. JSN's been playing well. Kenneth Walker found pay dirt. This is a perfect spot for Seattle to go crazy. I like them a lot. -7.5 versus the Saints. That's pick number 1. Number 2. I like the Titans to upset the Colts. We're going to play it safe here from a betting purpose. +3.5 to me feels way too free. If the Titans were to lose this game, it would not be by more than a field goal in my eyes. At home, Cam Ward's feeding for that first win. In division matchup, Colts are feeling like on top of the world. It's a perfect spot for Daniel Jones to regress. I like the Titans to win the game, but in terms of bets, I'm playing it a little safer here. Give me the Titans +3.5 versus the Indianapolis Colts. That's pick number 2. Number 3, Bucs money line versus the Jets. I understand they're -340, -300-ish on other books. Sometimes you just got to put in a winner. Just put in a winner. Keep the good times rolling. Keep the W's coming. Bucs money line versus Jets. I understand they're minus 340. Oh, Swank, those odds are terrible. Like, come on now. Like, why are you picking that? Because you know what? A win is a win. We will take the wins. And if I like a bet enough, I'm putting it on here. I pick 6 every week. Bucs money line is one of my favorite bets because I believe it's a surefire one. I'm taking a surefire dub here. Bucs money line versus the Jets. Next up, Rams money line at Eagles plus 152. Talked about this earlier. I like the Rams to get it done here. This is my 4th bet of the 6. Give me the Rams on the road. Money line at Eagles plus 152. Again, the Rams have looked like the more consistent team of the two to go into Philly and get it done. Give me the Rams money line. Pick number 5. I'm taking the over in the Falcons-Panthers game. 43.5. Give me over 43.5 points. Falcons, Panthers, AJ Terrell. Don't think he's going to play. James Pierce, he might not also play. Panthers defense has been very bad to start the year. I like the over here. Bryce Young and Tet, I think, have a great connection going into this game. I think there's a weakness now that is available to be exploited with Terrell and maybe Pierce out as well against the Falcons. I think they come out a little flat. The Falcons come out a little flat, for clarity there. Penix is dynamic. The Panthers defense has been bad. Give me the over 43.5 in Falcons and Panthers. And my Swank's Tank, my favorite bet of the weekend, which, by the way, I'm 0-2 on Swank's Tank. Looking for our first one here. Come on, guys. Come on. We're 4-8 on the season. Swank's Tank is 0-2. Going into week 3, this is where it changes. Chiefs minus 6.5 is so free. I can't explain this. I cannot tell you this enough. Minus 6.5, the Kansas City Chiefs going into the New York Giants in the Big Apple is free money. The Chiefs will cover. The Chiefs will win by 14 plus. Give me the Chiefs minus 6.5 at Giants as my favorite bet of the weekend. That's got to hit. We could go 6-0. You never know. That's my favorite bet. That is my Swanks Banks. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this episode. Really appreciate you tuning in if you made it the whole way. We have a really great week 3 coming up. Appreciate all of the support. Make sure to go and follow on all the socials at the Swank Tank, anywhere you can find me. Got some really big things in the works as well. Got some help going on for social media. Really just trying to grow slowly but surely, and it's a process. So I really appreciate everybody tuning in, especially if you made it to the end. And enjoy your week 3. It's going to be one full of interesting matchups and quarterback situations, but it's going to be a damn good week yet again. Any and every week with football is a good week. Enjoy your week 3. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you back here next Monday night. Enjoy your fantasy football weekend. Hopefully your team gets a dub. Have a good one.